Hi.
Hi, Rosebud.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Patreon episode of Find Your Bitch.
It's the
New Year's.
It's New Year's Eve, and you know what I don't like?
What don't you like,
I don't
Andy?
like how people think that they can say goodbye to a year, and that year is somehow gonna be the end of it. You guys, this is the hell we live in. There's no optimism.
I agree. It's actually the reason why I've always sort of been against the whole New Year's resolution thing. It's not, it's not that I don't appreciate goals, but this year I actually feel a little different.
You do?
Yeah, I feel like there's a case to be made for New Year's resolutions. Here's why, though. As things have shut down in New York City again, and we are beginning 2022 sort of the same way we began 2020.
Well, the same way we began 2021. Yeah. 2020 began, we thought the sky was the fucking limit.
Yes.
We lived in LA.
Yep.
We were sunny.
We were chasing our dreams.
Yeah.
And each other's tails, and it was fun.
I lived in an abandoned house in the hills in El Segundo.
Yep. And left your wallet there.
Yes.
So
with Benita Applebaum.
But I feel like there's a case to be made for it the same way that even as things are shutting down, there's a reason to wake up in the morning and shower and get dressed. And it's just to maintain normalcy in the midst of circumstances which are not. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I'm all about let's set the goals if we don't.
You're like a little French man that puts on a suit every day, even though you're in war. I'm
just like a little French man.
Yeah. You're in your little village. It's just ruins. But every day you get really proper and you walk to the bakery and you buy a baguette.
And I'm like, maybe today's the day that we get bombed. Right?
Yeah.
So that's sort of why I feel like it's important to set them. But I don't know if you feel the same way. Have you set any New Year's resolutions yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think that my New Year's, I think it's kind of pointless for me to set a specific New Year's resolution, but I'm definitely going into this year with more intention and more growth, evolution,
More a growth mindset.
Yeah, I want to get huge. I know I said that last year, but this year I'm going to get huge, and I don't mean strong. I mean obese.
Okay.
I'm gonna get obese, cool. And I'd like to get my credit debt up, just spike that.
Oh, you want to get that number
higher? Yeah.
You want the credit number to go lower, the debt to go up.
Yes,
Got
exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get obese so that I actually am more at risk of dying, and then also leave you with a larger number.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's nice of you. Don't say he didn't leave me anything, folks.
No, you'll get all of my sneakers.
Good.
A couple $100 there.
Good. Okay.
I think I have life insurance, though, babe.
What do you mean you think you have life insurance?
I think you signed us up for life insurance.
I didn't. I guarantee you I didn't do that.
Well, we should probably do that.
I don't know where you got the idea that I did do that.
Well, you signed us up for health insurance.
Yeah, that's true. That was actually very impressive.
I was like, here she goes. New woman.
Yeah. You didn't know. You didn't know that when I want to do something, I'll do it.
When I actually am interested in something and I can focus on it, I'll do it.
I'll get it done.
No, I think that going back to New Year's resolutions, I just feel like, this is probably my year.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to explode, be so huge that, a lot of our relationship is just phone calls from the airport, and back.
Right. I love that. I love that for us.
I'm going to probably be on set a lot. Doesn't matter. I don't know what the set will be.
Doesn't matter.
But
you'll barely even know because there's so many sets that you'll be on.
Yeah.
You'll be like, where am I? I don't know. Dubai?
Yeah, exactly. Dubai to Shanghai to Milan to Helsinki down to Buenos Aires.
Back to Hong Kong.
I'm actually going to be working in international shipping. I've graduated from moving. This will not be comedy related. And the sets will be for moving large scale kind of industrial equipment. You got to
art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an art thief.
Oh, good.
I mean, if somebody was like, I'll train you how to be an art thief, don't you think you'd kind of take them up on it?
No.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Listen,
you get to wear
Andy,
pajamas all the time.
This is more your thing. You know what I mean? Like when you are bored, you'll look into you take fantastical ideas and you'll be like, that's going to be my whole life.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't do that. So for me,
have flights of fancy.
when I decide to fantasize about a new life, it's just me walking into the woods and
That's one of my fantasies.
and not telling you and not telling Mouse and just walking out there and staying until I die.
That's a good movie premise. Is that me and Mouse go hunting for you?
Oh yeah.
Like I give her a scent and she's like, "Mom?"
Well, it's so crazy because
Mom?
one of my New Year's resolutions is to give you a life you can write a movie about.
Oh, thank you, babe.
So I will be escaping, but it's not for me. It's for you.
Okay. No. I think
No. No.
I don't want you to do that. And I don't want it. Did I ever tell you about the time that I was like right about to move to New York? I didn't know I was right about to move to New York, but where I was super in debt, had no income at all. There was no moving company in LA to go work at. I was doing like branded content for like apps and things like that. That was like my income. And I definitely thought very hard about how to rob a bank. Like
yeah, you did tell me about this.
Like a long time I thought about it.
You told me about this, and I'm glad you didn't do it.
Yeah. Kind of wish I had. But the
I'm-
problem is I tell people. I'm not
My
a good
fingers
secret
are
keeper.
my fingers are numb, and somebody said that that's a sign of long COVID.
You think you have long COVID?
I do. I think I do have long COVID. I mean, it's only been 2 days or 3 days since I got a negative test, but I'm
Better
pretty
than
sure.
strong COVID.
What's that?
It's the kind that kills you. Wouldn't you rather have long than strong?
Yeah, I guess so.
See? Here's to optimism in 2022.
So we've already turned around.
Yeah.
We went from no optimism allowed to we're forcing it now. Okay. This week, the CDC announced that it's only 5 days of quarantining necessary. And everyone is up in arms about this. People are very upset. What's your take?
I don't care. I mean, we saw how. Sorry, guys. There's a commercial playing in the background. I meant to mute the TV. We saw how weak Omicron was. I mean, it made us sick. I know some people that are sicker than we got. But for the most part, no loss of taste or smell, no high fever, no long sickness.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some residual stuff. You can't sleep. You keep on seeing a black hooded horseman riding through a kind of landscape. But that's just when you are asleep or your eyes are shut. And then...
Sometimes when I'm awake.
But...
Just out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah. I think it's fine. I don't... When did people stop trusting scientists?
What do you mean? This has been a problem since the beginning of the pandemic.
I know, but it's like, why does it get worse? I don't understand.
Well,
they said this is what it's going to be like. They're like, hey, this is what it's going to be like. And then they'll be like, hey, something that's never been done before. We have a vaccine, and it's like we've been working on this for years, and this just happens to be the right time. And just idiots are just like, I think I know more about science on this one. And you're like, the guy at MIT, the guy that he looks like he's never done anything athletic in his whole life. He's just been in a lab.
Well, yeah. I think here's the problem is that people have they've just like stuck a flag in their belief, right? And so there's people are going like, believe science, right?
Yeah.
And you should believe science. But also, scientists are guessing. They're making educated guesses. They've never, COVID came out and they were like, well, we've never seen this before either.
Yeah, they were like, hey, don't just wash your hands for a while.
Yeah,
I remember that. That was
they're
cute.
still guessing. And so every time, like the more heated this argument gets, the more people like put all their stock into like the CDC, what the CDC says is, that's it. That's all we're doing. And then the CDC's like, hey, we're going to change it. You can only, 5 days. You guys need to go back to work. The CDC is still a government organization, right? And it's not like medicine isn't privatized or...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some profits to be made.
Yeah,
and
so...
business runs all this shit. But I think like...
I think people are just like realizing that the people that they've been...
But it's the complete opposite. That's the funny thing about it, is it's like when hillbillies are like, I'm not going to wear a mask, all of us in the city are like, you fucking loser, put on a mask. And then the government's like, hey, you only really need to quarantine for 5 days if you're not like showing symptoms. And everybody's like, the other side, which is our side, is like, what? No, that's not safe, which is the exact same thing as us being like, we're not going to wear masks. It's like, they did enough research. I think it's going to be fine. They said all these people were going to die.
Yeah.
Like they've said all this stuff is going to happen.
Yeah.
There's no like, it wasn't like they were like, hey, you know what? We don't think this is that big of a deal. And then all of a sudden there was just like grannies walking around with like blood dripping out of their eyes and ears.
Right.
Like that never happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I kind of wish it did. That would have been kick ass. Just a bunch of old folks dripping all over.